We are almost at our goal of 1,000 Yabby plushes sold. Buy one today, get a
I wanted to
10%
talk
off your
about that.
first month of YUY Premium.
Don't. There's no YUY Premium, okay? You get absolutely no bonuses if you buy the YUY plush. Thank you very much. By the way, I was so confused. It was at like 900 yesterday when I checked and when I showed it to you guys. It was at like 902. And this morning I log on and it's 924? And there's 2 days left?
I had
You
a
have to get it
realization
right.
and
Hi,
watching some of
Flemish.
the
Hello.
more recent clips solidified it.
Yes.
You are the abuse goblin for industry professionals.
Okay, I'm pausing the alerts there. What the fuck was that? I'm sorry for cussing. What was that? I'm sorry. What was that entire sentence? You are the abuse goblin for industry professionals. What does that mean? I'm an industry professional. I literally have a degree. A degree for not just a degree that doesn't qualify you for a job, a specific degree that qualifies you for a very specific job. I was an industry professional. Well, how have I turned into an abuse goblin? Don't do this to me. Come on, 1,000 bits doesn't make it feel better. There is no YUY Premium, by the way. If you tier 3 sub, I need you to know you get nothing. You get nothing more than your average chatter. You get a different badge and that's it. You get emotes that you're never going to ever use. Like, it means absolutely nothing. YUY Premium isn't real, and it doesn't grant you any special type of viewing access. Yeah, no, I'm scamming. Keep that in mind. Thank you.
The collab the other day made me take a break from lurking to ask, how were you at any point a medical professional? Literally folding under atmospheric pressure. They call you a plank. Bro, a plank has structural integrity. You are a sheet.
You know what? You made the right call, Bort. I deserved a pink super chat if you were gonna say that to me. Hey, listen. I can have a stronger constitution if I go into like hospital work mode. You know what else? I can also no, actually my whole shtick and the reason that I kept getting put into like peds and like not really maternity. Maternity was more serious, but they put me into like peds and they put me into like palliative because both groups of those people are like substantially less serious, ironically. They're more serious and they're less serious at the same time. So they kept putting me into those words. And I don't know, some people take really well to being talked to by someone who comes off like they're more emotional than them. I felt like it was kind of I felt like it was kind of a reprieve for some of those patients. I definitely felt like some of the older patients definitely got a kick out of me being the way that I was. They looked forward to me and shit. I think a lot of my patients actually liked me a lot. But like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not making the executive decisions. So if I'm like a little bit funny, as long as I'm good with my hands and I have like good physical technique with all their meds and procedures, which I did, I would like to think so. And then like the demeanor is just kind of like, if I talk to you like this, you think I'm your friend. It kind of works. Or it did work. I never got in trouble for my bedside manner. I took old people around in their wheelchairs and I like wheeled them around the unit going and like borderline running, which is honestly against the rules. I was like wee woo and shit. I was and like this old man with like a little bit of cognitive impairment. He still caught the vibe. He was like wee woo like in his wheelchair and we were just wheeling each other around. And then you know what? Later on, that was only my 3rd term too. In hindsight, I had like crazy balls for having the guts to do that while I was literally term 3. So technically, that third semester was actually the first time that I saw any clinical experience. Anyway, I was going like wee woo wee woo, and then later my instructor pulled me aside, and I was like, "Oh shit! Why did you do that? That was not the move. They're gonna put you on the university equivalent of a performance improvement plan, and you're gonna be held back a semester. Like you're so cooked." But no, he said that like the head nurse like pulled him aside and told him that I had great vibes basically, and that old man patient who had been there for several months already hadn't seemed that like alert and happy in a long time. And he was like, "Yeah, it's okay. You're not in trouble. Keep doing what you're doing." He was also the same instructor who said to me, "You're clearly not Italian, but you move your hands like an Italian." He was a French guy. He was the first person ever who like connected my hand movements to like Italian movements specifically. That was the first time that had ever happened. And now like whenever people make fun of my hand movements, I'm like, "Oops, mamma mia." Yeah, but that's basically me. I've just gotten away with everything in my life on the basis of being a little bit weird and quirky.
YCP
Oh,
file.
wait.
Subject seems to have an ability to acquire money from those around her.
Stop!
Classroom
That would
personnel,
not be my ability!
6,7, were caught slamming their wallets against the door. Subject
Stop.
is denied all responsibility.
That's actually really funny. Wait, as a concept, that is hilarious. I love that. That's what you guys are. You guys, do you want to be like a bunch of NPCs literally slamming your wallets against the door to my cell, to my enclosure? No. No, you don't want to be that. No, don't spam the credit card emoji. You know, I've been getting a lot of those TikToks on my For You page of like girls saying, being like, "You know what? In my relationship, I make all the shots, you know, like, and this is the way that things simply are in 2026. You know, girls, I have like a golden retriever husband, and he does whatever I tell him to do, and we work out really great that way." And I'm like, "That's yippee, yay, yay, progressiveness." But I don't want that. I'm not ultra cooked. I'm not ultra cooked. You know what else? My dad also raised me my entire life to end up this exact same way. He basically, he like saw my feistiness, and he like really tried to cultivate it, tried to get me into sports, tried to get me into as many extracurriculars as possible, put me into cram school, all of these things, tried to like really train me up to be like an academic and a professional. And he never allowed me to like, he would like teach me the bare bones of doing chores, like cleaning. He would teach me the bare bones, but wouldn't really want me to like put a lot of effort into it. He would want me to like participate if we're all doing like a deep clean of the house together, but otherwise he wanted me to just focus on like my studies and my demeanor and like being as mean to boys as possible, basically. Like and like he really nailed down the sports part, but it's so funny because he did the exact same thing with my sister, and it definitely worked on her. Like, she bullies me all the time. She's a very dominant personality, but it's just not me, and I feel so bad. Like, he never wanted me to learn how to cook. He legitimately wanted me to become so professional that I could just find a man who would cook for me. That was his mindset, and he thought I would be like a mean wife and I would push my husband around, and that's exactly how it should have been. Like when I was like 18, those were his exact expectations for me. He wanted me to be mean, and he wanted me to eventually boss around my husband because that's what he wanted for his daughters. And like from from the standpoint of a father, I can honestly understand it. I think if I had daughters, I would also want them to be very strong. But like, what if they're just not built like that? And I say this with no social commentary. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, like other than the TikToks I mentioned, none of what I'm talking about is any social commentary. It's not anything about feminism. I just mean, what? It's nothing to do with any of that, okay? And I'm also not trying to pander. I'm very, very serious. I just really struggled with that because my entire childhood, and especially like later on as I was learning to discover myself, I was like, man, I wish I was allowed to decorate my room. I wish I was allowed to like get plants and stuff and decorate and be girly. I always wanted to learn how to cook. Home ec was like one of my greatest interests, and like my dad saw it on my elective sheet when I was in high school, and I just wasn't allowed to take it because like, why would you waste one block of your free public education on cooking when you could take, you know, biology, chemistry, and physics at the same time on top of calculus? And I was just like, okay.